Hey there, Crash Course fans. Welcome back to another exciting episode where we delve into the fascinating stories that shaped our world. Today we're diving into the world of John D. Rockefeller, the oil tycoon who became one of the richest men in history. His journey from humble beginnings to immense wealth is nothing short of extraordinary. But we're not just talking about his money. We're exploring his impact on American business and, surprisingly, education. Rockefeller's influence extended far beyond the oil fields and boardrooms. Rockefeller's story is intertwined with the American dream, the idea that anyone can achieve success through hard work and determination. This dream was a powerful motivator for many during his time. He started with very little and built a massive oil empire, Standard Oil. His company revolutionized the oil industry, setting new standards for efficiency and production. But his success came at a cost, and his influence shaped the way Americans worked and learned for generations. The labor conditions and business practices of his era were often harsh and unforgiving. Now, let's be clear, Rockefeller wasn't some evil mastermind trying to control everything. He was a complex figure, driven by ambition and a vision for the future. He was a product of his time, shaped by the Industrial Revolution and its demands. The rapid industrialization of America created opportunities and challenges that Rockefeller navigated with skill. To understand his approach to workers, we need to understand the world he lived in. It was a time of great change where the old ways of doing things were being replaced by new, more efficient methods. Rockefeller's story is a testament to the transformative power of industry and the enduring allure of the American dream. Picture this, it's the late 19th century. The Industrial Revolution is in full swing, transforming societies across the globe. Machines are replacing manual labor, and factories are popping up like mushrooms after the rain. This new industrial landscape required a different kind of worker, one who could keep up with the fast-paced, repetitive tasks of the factory floor. In this context, thinking outside the box wasn't exactly a priority. Factories needed workers who could follow instructions, work quickly and efficiently, and not disrupt the flow of production. Individuality and creativity weren't valued, conformity and obedience were. Enter John D. Rockefeller, a shrewd businessman who understood the demands of this new industrial age. He built Standard Oil into a behemoth by ruthlessly controlling costs, eliminating competition, and, yes, building a workforce that followed orders. Rockefeller's business model relied on standardization and efficiency. He wanted his oil refineries to run like well-oiled machines, pun intended, with each worker playing a specific predetermined role. Thinkers, questioners, and innovators didn't fit into this model. They might slow things down, challenge his authority, or disrupt the system he'd so carefully constructed. Now here's where things get interesting. As Rockefeller's wealth and influence grew, so did his interest in shaping American society. He believed that education was key to progress, but not necessarily the kind of education that encouraged critical thinking or creativity. Rockefeller, along with other industrialists of his time, supported an education system that emphasized obedience, discipline, and vocational skills. They wanted schools to produce a workforce that was ready to fill the factories and follow instructions without question. Section 5. The Legacy of Obedience, from Factory Floors to Classrooms. This emphasis on obedience and conformity had a lasting impact on American workforce culture. For decades, the ideal worker was someone who clocked in, did their job as instructed, and didn't rock the boat. Questioning authority or proposing new ideas wasn't exactly encouraged. This cultural legacy extended beyond the factory floor and into classrooms across the country. The education system, influenced by the needs of the industrial economy, continued to prioritize rote learning, memorization, and standardized testing over critical thinking and creativity. Section 6. The Price of Conformity, Creativity, and Innovation. Now, there's no denying that Rockefeller's approach to business and education had its benefits. His methods were instrumental in shaping the industrial landscape of the early 20th century. By emphasizing efficiency and order, he was able to build an empire that not only generated immense wealth, but also provided countless jobs to a growing population. It helped fuel industrial growth, create jobs, and establish systems of order and efficiency. Factories became the backbone of the economy, and the principles of mass production and standardization were widely adopted. This era marked a significant transformation in how businesses operated, leading to unprecedented economic expansion. However, this focus on conformity came at a cost. It stifled creativity and innovation. Workers were often seen as mere cogs in a machine, expected to follow orders without question. This rigid structure left little room for individual expression or creative problem-solving. When workers are discouraged from thinking critically or questioning the status quo, it can lead to stagnation. The repetitive nature of their tasks made it difficult for them to see beyond their immediate responsibilities, limiting their ability to contribute new ideas or improvements. New ideas are less likely to emerge, and progress can be slow. Innovation thrives in environments where questioning and experimentation are encouraged. Without these elements, businesses risk falling behind as they fail to adapt to changing circumstances and new challenges. This is something that even Rockefeller himself might have recognized later in his life, as new industries emerged that required more than just obedient workers. The rise of the tech industry, for example, highlighted the need for creative thinkers and innovators who could drive progress and adapt to rapid changes. In the end, the balance between order and creativity became crucial for sustained success. Section 7. The Changing Tide. The Rise of the Knowledge Worker. As we moved into the 20th century, the nature of work began to change. The information age was dawning, and with it came a demand for a new kind of worker, the knowledge worker. These workers needed critical thinking skills, problem-solving abilities, and the capacity for innovation. Suddenly, the old model of education focused on rote learning and obedience wasn't cutting it. The world needed graduates who could think for themselves, adapt to rapid technological advancements, and come up with creative solutions to complex problems. Section 8. From Compliance to Critical Thinking, the Future of Education. Today, the conversation about education continues. We're still grappling with the legacy of the industrial age and its emphasis on conformity. But there's a growing recognition that we need to equip students with the skills they need to thrive in the 21st century. Critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. This means moving away from standardized testing as the be-all and end-all of education and embracing more personalized learning experiences that foster curiosity, innovation, and a love of learning. It's about teaching students how to think, not just what to think. Section 9, Rockefeller's Shadow Lessons for the 21st Century. So, what can we learn from John D. Rockefeller and his preference for workers over thinkers? Rockefeller, a titan of industry, believed in the power of a dedicated workforce. He saw value in the hands that built his empire, the laborers who toiled day and night. But in today's world where innovation drives progress, we must ask ourselves, is this approach still relevant? His story reminds us that even the most successful systems and approaches can become outdated. The factories that once buzzed with activity now stand silent, relics of a bygone era. The technology that once seemed cutting edge is now obsolete. This serves as a powerful reminder that clinging to the past can hinder progress. It highlights the importance of adapting to change, embracing new ideas, and recognizing that the skills needed for success are constantly evolving. In today's fast-paced world, flexibility and innovation are key. We must foster environments where creativity thrives, where new ideas are not just welcomed but encouraged. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, let's remember the lessons of the past while embracing the possibilities of the future. The world is changing at an unprecedented rate, and with it the demands on our skills and knowledge. We must be prepared to meet these challenges head-on, with a mindset that is open to continuous learning and adaptation. Let's create an education system and a workforce culture that values critical thinking, creativity, and the courage to challenge the status quo. By doing so, we can build a future that not only honors the legacy of visionaries like Rockefeller, but also paves the way for new pioneers who will shape the world of tomorrow.